It's Monday, February 17th, 2025. Thanks for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to share a few articles with all of you. Feel free to comment down below on any of this. But I just want to give a quick recap of 2025. And I want to say this. I do not ever remember a year like this one. Things are moving so fast. You don't know what's going to happen from day to day anywhere in the world, across the globe. So much is happening, and we're seeing so much being exposed now with the corruption and theft of taxpayer money. It is really, really shocking to see what is going on. It's almost really like we are now in the midst of spiritual war. Good versus evil, God versus the devil. And, you know, people are picking their sides. And I hope you're all picking the right side, that you're picking the side of God and good and the light, and that, you know, the good side is going to be victorious. I really pray that that happens. But I want to go into this first article from The Hedge today. It's titled, "This Might Be the Biggest Fraud in History." Foreign nationals coming to the U.S. using fake social security numbers and fake identities to steal billions of dollars in taxpayer benefits. Cracking down on this fraud could save $1 trillion over the next 10 years. What do you think about all these people that have come over? How many criminals have come over to steal billions of dollars of your money? They don't really ever talk that much about it, but all these, you know, fake identities, fake social security numbers, and they're getting benefits that belong to you. U.S. population is around 334.9 million, give or take, you know, a couple 100,000 or a million here and there. However, there are 394 million names in the Social Security database. What the F is going on? That is a big, I mean, we're talking offhand, I don't know, 60, that's a 60 million person difference. Why is the Social Security database that much higher than the population numbers that we get all over, you know, from different data? But the database for Social Security is 60 million higher than most of the databases that we get these numbers from. 8.7 million people. This, I was listening to Sean Hannity. I did not confirm this. If you know the number, let me know. But on his radio show today, I was in the car listening to this. 8.7 million people over the age of 130 years. People over 130 years old. 8.7 million people in this country at 130 years of age or older are getting social security benefits. Do you know anybody that's 130 years old? Have you ever met anybody that's 130 years old? I haven't. 8.7 million people in this country are over 130 years old. Who's getting this money? Obviously, there's probably families that have been getting this money for years, cashing these checks. This is complete fraud. So when you take in foreign nationals that are committing all this fraud, then you have homegrown, you know, fraudsters right here in America. The system, it just cannot function with all of this. And this is why the systems are breaking down. This is why the systems are going broke. They've been telling us now for the past year that your Social Security is basically going to run out by 2034, that you'll be getting a 20% cut by 2034. Why is that? Well, I guess when you have foreign nationals and you have homegrown fraudsters right here in America, because nobody's, you know, demanding any check and balances. Nobody's auditing these agencies. And so the crime is running rampant. And so it's being gutted. And you're going to be left with nothing because nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody wants to audit this stuff. Nobody wants to police this stuff. This is interesting. 20.789 million, so let's say 21 million people over the age of 100 in this country are getting checks. Are there really 21 million people over the age of 100 years old in America? I know that there's a few here and there. But is it 20 million? Or is it 2 million? Is it 5 million? Or is it 21 million? Again, these numbers really don't make any sense. Somebody's getting the money. The money's going somewhere. Your money, the money that's supposed to be there for you when you need it, when you retire, isn't going to be there because we're giving money to people who are 130 years old. And I don't know who is opposed to auditing these agencies and finding out what's going on. Who would actually oppose this? Anybody that's paying taxes with any common sense would want to know where their money's going. And if there's waste, it needs to be cut off so maybe you don't have to pay as much in taxes. Let me know your thoughts on this. Are you okay with this? I mean, this is enough to make me furious. I mean, anybody that pays taxes, and some people pay a lot in taxes, and I've paid some pretty decent amounts in taxes over the years, and this absolutely makes me furious to see where this money is going. We don't even know where it's going, to be honest. We just know that it's going places to people like 130 years old that don't even exist. So where's the money really going? And then, of course, the foreign nationals who are using fake IDs and robbing us blind too. Why is this being tolerated? Why are people not up and just angry at what is going on here? Here's another one from the Hal Turner radio show. Korean banks halt sales of gold and silver bars. We're hearing a lot about gold on the news as it's near all-time highs again and the safe haven asset that it is. But we're not really hearing a lot about what's happening behind the scenes over there at the London, the Bank of London, and all the gold heading back into the U.S. right now, and the shortages over there in London. Banks in Korea are halting the sales of silver bars amid surging demand driven by global uncertainty brought on by Trump's tariff threats. Lenders also earlier suspended the sales of gold bars, which have emerged as the most popular safe haven asset in recent months. It goes on to say, due to the surge in gold and silver prices and resulting spike in demand, which has outpaced supply, the Korean Minting and Security Printing Corp halted its supply of gold and silver bars Wednesday of last week. Didn't hear anything about that. It's kind of a big deal, but nobody heard anything about that on the television. So you have all this gold coming over now from London into America. Is there going to be, a revaluation of gold? I'm hearing that gold could be backing treasury bonds. Something's going on. And then you see what's happening in Korea. Something is definitely going on behind the scenes. And we're not hearing a whole lot about it, but it's probably not a bad idea to have some of this stuff. I don't give financial advice, but these are two of the most undervalued assets, and they are safe haven assets in my opinion. Here's another one from the Hedge today. Silver has capacity to shock as it plays catch up with gold. The ratio of silver to gold is 90-1. It takes 90 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. So a lot of people that I'm watching on YouTube, Peter Schiff, and personal friends of mine are really positive on silver right now, that it's a great buy. Me personally, I'm more of a gold guy, but I do have silver. I think it's important to have some silver too. But at this ratio, maybe it's a good idea to stack a little bit more silver. But something is definitely going on. Silver is going to go along for the ride. There's no doubt about it. If you need some of this stuff, go to my link down below, SD Bullion. They will take great care of you, and it's I think the best place to buy gold and silver. And one thing I will advise today is you can go to SD Bullion, you can go to the website, and you can see the price of an ounce of gold, an ounce of silver, platinum, whatever. Do not buy from anybody who has a website and does not post the prices of their precious metals, of their gold, their silver, their platinum. If they're not posting prices, personally, I would stay away. Only shop at a place that will post their prices on their website, like SD Bullion. Link down below, ladies and gentlemen, and you can buy it from wherever you want to buy it from. And I'm not telling you to buy it, but if you were sitting here with me today, you're a friend, a family member, I would tell you, you need to have some of this stuff. You need to be buying this stuff. These two assets, in my opinion, are still cheap. They're safe haven assets, and I think they have a long way to go. So I would definitely make sure that I have some of this in the portfolio. Next one here, the Hedge. Jobs trash. Waste Management to fire 5,000 employees whose jobs will be automated. We talked about this yesterday, and I just bring it up again today because we are going to see a tsunami of layoffs. If you thought 2024 was bad, wait till you see the tsunami of layoffs in 2025. 5,000, boom, like that. Here's another one. Up to 15,000 IRS probationary workers expected to be axed in the middle of tax season. These are people who work 2 years or less for the government. Do you think we need to be hiring more IRS agents or less? Me personally, less. Government workers, less. We're not getting our money's worth. The return on investment is not good. So get rid of them. We need to shrink this government. We need to be paying less for this government. We need to see the private sector really accelerating, not the government sector. We need to see the private sector, small, medium businesses. They should be the ones getting the help. They're the innovators. They're the ones that pay taxes. They're the ones that have built this country. And they're the ones that really should be getting the help right now. We saw all these job numbers just completely manipulated, swayed because of all these government jobs. Everybody's working for the government, doing absolutely nothing. Look, all these layoffs that we're going to see, that we have seen already, the lights are still on, refrigerator's working, the gas is on, people are driving down the roads today, people are at the stores, the bills still come in like normal. Nothing's changed. We're not going to miss these people. And these people are now going to have to compete in the real world. And that's the way it should be. The government was never put into existence to give you a job. And too many people got used to, I'm just going to go work for the government, do as little as possible, have a nice pension, and ride off into the sunset. Home sales hit lowest level since 1995. So we saw in 2024 existing home sales, 4.06 million. This year will probably be even worse. And yet people have been telling me and writing me for a year, telling me how great the real estate market it was going to be, but it never turned out to be that good, and how sales are just going to have to go up, and interest rates are going to come down, so mortgage rates are going to come down, and all this and all that. And it just didn't happen. They were only fooling themselves. And typically these are real estate agents who have to convince us, tell us, lie to us that everything's okay. Look at how many real estate agents have already quit. 71% of all real estate agents in the United States last year in 2024, 71% did 0 deals. Zero, not one, 0 deals, 71%. Could you imagine an industry where 71% of the people in the industry didn't make no money? In fact, they had to pay money because they got E&O insurance, MLS dues, lockbox dues, all that stuff. So they actually lost money. So think about that. How bad this real estate market really is when 71% of the agents who have been telling you and continue to tell you this is a great time to buy, I'm doing great, it's a wonderful market, yet you haven't sold one house. And I wonder how many sold 2 or 3 houses. Terrible, terrible business to be in. A lot of these people had a couple good years, they blew through the money, and they're going to be in trouble too, just like the federal workers. They're going to be in big trouble because they didn't save any money. They burned through it. You got to pay Uncle Sam. By the time you pay your bills, you pay Uncle Sam. There's not a whole lot left. And people just thought that this illusion of a real estate market that was propped up with $7 trillion being injected into the economy, they thought this was going to last forever. Well, I guess it didn't. And I guess they were wrong. And I'm not here to say I was right, you were wrong. But, the writing's on the wall. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. But these people just think that it's never going to come to an end. Just like the same people who are saying the stock market's going to go up forever, nothing can ever, convince them otherwise. Collapses and corrections are impossible. I don't know what planet they're living on. But as I've said many, many times, I've never seen a bubble that hasn't popped. And if you have, please comment down below. Let me know what bubble that was that has not popped. They all pop. Some of them last longer than others. This one has gone on way too long in the stock market. And we still have home prices way too high. These bubbles are all going to burst. And when they do, a lot of people are going to get wiped out. But there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people who've been saving some money, haven't been splurging, and have been patient. There's going to be phenomenal opportunity for those people. Newsweek, DC house prices slashed as Doge targets federal workers. Listings surge prices slashed in DC. The taxpayer, again, is paying for these jobs and paying for these houses, for these people to afford these houses. This is all coming to an end. The American government was not created, as I said a couple minutes ago, not created for you to have a job. And we're going to see, I believe, a lot of this government shrink in the next couple years. Now imagine what's going to happen to the rental market with all this taking place too, with all these layoffs and all this cutting back. We have a lot of people also who are going to be leaving this country. Now, you may agree with that, you may not agree with it, but whatever. A lot of people are leaving. That's just the way it's going to be. Again, you may agree with it, you may not agree with it. But at the end of the day, people are being arrested every day and they're being flown back to wherever they came from. And this is going to continue for years. This is also, I think, going to play a part in the rental market and in the housing market. Because a lot of these people rent these houses, and I think when you start, losing hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people, this is going to play a role in the housing market and the rental market. Let me know your thoughts on that. And of course, all these layoffs that we've seen and more that are coming is going to play a dramatic role in the housing market. TheEconomicCollapse.com. Bureaucracy is one of the central pillars of the economy, and it is starting to crumble. Jobless claims in DC up 36% in 1 week. 36% in 1 week. Somebody asked me a week or two ago, what do you mean when you say people are going to feel the pain? This is what I mean. This is a good example of feeling the pain. When you start to shrink the government via laying off all these people and eliminating these jobs, these people now are going to have to sell homes, they're going to sell cars, they're going to have to lower their standard of living, they may have to move back home, they may go homeless. God knows what is going to happen to these people, but they're going to feel a lot of pain. As the economy, continues to slow down, mainly because of what has happened over the last 4 years, layoffs, where you're going to see so many more people lose their jobs. And when you don't have a job, you begin to feel pain, financial pain. You got to feed yourself, you got to feed your family, you got rent, you got a mortgage, you got car payments, you got credit cards due. When you don't have a job and you have no money saved up, you begin to feel the pain. And a lot of people, millions of people in this country are going to be feeling pain. And a lot of them already are, and they have been. But as we continue to see the government shrink, as we continue to see more corporate layoffs, you're going to see a lot more pain out there. And look, I have sympathy for people. I have empathy for people. I don't want to see people in pain. I don't want to see people suffer. And this is why I've been saying for years, please add skills. Don't depend on that job to be there for tomorrow. You could lose it tomorrow. Your spouse could lose a job tomorrow. Don't go living beyond your means. Put some money away. At least have a minimal 6-month reserve put away in case somebody in your family loses a job. And a lot of people just ignored the warnings, not just from me, but from many other people, but just common sense too. But a lot of people just never thought they would ever lose their government job. And it's another reminder that, when they say, well, this can never happen, that could never happen, we can never have a collapse, we can never have a depression, we can never have a currency crisis, we can never have an attack on U.S. oil. Don't listen to these people, because now here we are in 2025. Anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen, and you have to be prepared for anything, because it is going to be very, very painful if you are not prepared. Another thing, when the economy was surviving off of low rates, mortgage rates were under 3%, interest rates were literally 0%. When you end the gravy train of low interest rates, low mortgage rates, injecting $7 trillion into the economy and trillions more, from 2008 on, and when the gravy train begins to dry up, there's a lot of pain out there because people can't access the cheap money. They cannot live the illusion anymore. Most of these people, they see a nice house, nice car, they have a boat, whatever. They don't own any of this stuff. It's all debt. They're financing everything. And the only way they can finance it if it's cheap enough. And now it's not so cheap to borrow money. So we're going to see a lot more pain because people cannot maintain the lifestyles that they had a few years ago. And so people are going to continue to lose the boats, the cars, the toys, the campers, the RVs, their houses. This thing is going to get real, ladies and gentlemen, and there's going to be a lot more pain to come. This is just the beginning. I will close with this last article. Delta regional jet crashes at Toronto Pearson Airport. I think 3 people were hurt pretty bad, 1 child. My heart goes out to these people, especially with kids. You don't want to see anybody hurt, but especially don't want to see kids hurt. But what is going on with aviation now and flying today? What is going on with these planes? This was a Delta plane, by the way, too. This thing flipped upside down. I've never seen a plane this size. I don't know, maybe, 757, 767, something about that size. I've never seen a plane that size flipped upside down. They're so lucky that this thing didn't catch on fire and that there was mass casualties. Luckily, 3 people hurt. I think we have 3 in critical. I pray that they're going to be okay. But we could have been talking about a lot of casualties today. This is a real miracle. But how in the world does a plane flip upside down on a runway? I don't know. It's getting like really dangerous to fly these days. The cars are breaking down. There's recalls every day. Planes are, crashing literally every day now too. Food is dangerous. I mean, there's a recall of food almost every day too. So between flying, driving, and eating, it's becoming very, very dangerous out there. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on any of this. Hope everybody's having a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pray for this country, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for this administration. Pray for this president. We are in big trouble, and we need a miracle. I'm going to leave it there today. God bless all of you. God bless America. Take care.